Hello friends, it's Dave here from Safedex.
And I'm Sophie.
And today we've got a little showcase video of a game called Loopindex, which was very kindly provided to us by the publisher, so thank you very much for that. Switch game that we've had our eye on for a bit, as it looked quite interesting. So let's just get into some gameplay to show you what this is. Okay, so this was a little game, sort of a puzzle game. And one of our regular viewers called Lemons, who has his own channel as well, recommended this to us. It's from Ratalica, which is a publisher he quite likes.
He does, yeah.
They do quite a lot of decent little games, that publisher. So as you can see, we've got player 1 and player 2. I'm the blue one, player 1. Sophie's player 2, the orange one. You can play this single player. So the first thing to show you, these red things, you can't go through them normally. But if you press the Y button, you walk automatically, and that's how you go through them. Your goal is to get both of your characters into the brown lift area. So, and then there's little things like you have switches which bring up the spikes, and then you got to push a box to keep them on there, quite Zelda style. So I'll show you how these work. So on you go. That's it. Then that's that level done. So we're not going to show you solutions to many more, but you get more or less. So as you can see, if I was to walk on here, I'm trapped there now. So what can Sophie do is just stand on that switch. So we've got into an impossible situation here. So what you can do is hold that button to retry. So as you can see, that changed the direction of there. Okay. So Sophie can walk on there by again holding the Y. So when you press Y in the direction, the character will continue walking in that way and forever until you press it again. So if you were playing this single player, you'd have to have one character standing still the whole time, while the other one, would be you'd be controlling. So you could only move them one at a time. So this is better in co-op,
it is,
naturally, yeah. But again, it's playable in single player until there was this one boss fight we've gotten up to.
It's the second boss fight.
Yeah. So it says there's over 70 levels in it. I've gone up to level 72. So water you can't go into. So you've got to push these blocks.
I'm sorry.
To make a little bridge. That's all right. So anyway, so that's basically the mechanics. We don't want to spoil too many solutions. So you can push that there to make a bridge to get the blocks across. And then, but obviously you need a block there to, obviously the spikes kill you. Mm-hmm. So, how are we going to get this block across to go on that switch? Well, you'll have to get the game and find out. We're going to show a later level now. Okay, so this is me playing single player on a bit of a later level. So I'm controlling the blue one right now. I press A, I switch. You notice the other one stopped. If I get the blue one walking with Y, I'll switch. He carries on walking until it's up the top. But now I can't use that block. So that's basically how it works. So while I just sort of shelf a few little things here, Sophie wants to say a bit more about the game that she's found.
Yeah, so with this you get different mechanics in different levels. Not all of them are different, but you'll get introduced to another mechanic in later levels. So one of them is a frog. So you push that frog with B and it continues to hop, and it's much like one of those puzzles where you have to do it in a certain way and it reaches a goal.
Yeah, like a block. I kind of like, some of them remind me of sort of Zelda block puzzles.
Yeah.
But we'll go find a frog level now.
Absolutely.
Okay, so here's a frog level, and I just walked into some spikes. Okay, here's a frog level. I'm going to keep that in anyway. They're robo frogs. So what the frogs are, we can't go over the water. The frogs can though. Off you go, frog. They just keep going till they hit a wall. That one's on a switch. I can now cross there. So that's how you can use sort of like the frogs. And I noticed there's some other animals later on that I've seen.
Yes. So do you want to mention them?
Go
okay,
for it.
So you also have mice, and they act in a different way. So when you, as the robot, go near them, they sort of repelled by you. So you sort of have to move them in a certain way. So move yourself around them in a certain way to get them to stand on switches.
Kind of like herding cattle or something.
There's also a crane mechanism where you move metal boxes, and it's like a magnet. So you move it over, like a grab game.
Yeah, like crane machine.
Crane machine, yeah. So you move it over them with these arrows, and then it grabs it up, and then you drop it down on a switch. You also, with metal boxes, you need two bots to push it. So it's one of them you'll have to have continually walking, and the other one you can either have continue walking, but I recommend pressing B button to push, much like you do with the frog. So it's that one's dead because you need to pop that.
I was just showing off there that you can kill the frogs. Not that you'd want to, obviously. But...
later on, there's also teleport points. So you can teleport boxes and frogs. And there was later levels where you had to do a combination, much like what you're doing now, where you're changing the switches and using the frog. But there was a combination of the frogs and the switches. There was a combination of the frogs and the teleport points. And I thought that was really good.
And there's another thing I want to show off.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to show off this level because we get bombs in this level, which I'll just quickly show off. But you carry on, Sophie, with what you were saying.
So also with the crane mechanic, you can use the same mechanic that you use to move the crane around to change blue arrows. So you'll get a combination of red and blue arrows, and you change the blue arrows in order to move them in a certain direction.
All right.
And I thought that was really good as well, combination of both those elements. And also you get treadmills, and the frogs and yourselves actually work really well on them, and they activate bridges and little platforms that move.
Yeah. So that's sort of like a description of what this game is. And obviously I'm not completing this level as quickly as I did the first time because obviously I don't want to spoil too many levels. Mm-hmm. But I think we've given a showcase of like solutions for some earlier levels, but sort of showcasing the variety there is in this game. So again, like in single player, as you're seeing now, I hope you've demonstrated just how kind of like Zelda Triforce Heroes or something like that, where you have one stationary character, one move. Obviously this is better in co-op. And say one boss fight I found later on, co-op was essential, I think, for it. But overall, I mean, how did you find this played?
I thought this was a really good game. I thought it was really fun. And I'd say it was challenging, but not too challenging.
I'd say sometimes I'd get to a level and I'd spend quite a long time trial and error sort of working out what to do. Mm-hmm. And then I'd have about 4 or 5 levels in a row where I'd just easily do it to the point where I think it felt like I was missing something.
Yeah.
Like it seemed too easy in times. So it kind of did yo-yo for me in how quickly I found solutions. And sometimes there'd be switches like you're seeing here to press, but sometimes I'd beat a level without needing to hit one of the switches at all.
Yeah, it was like a red herring.
Yeah, maybe they'd done on purpose. But this game is £4.99, €4 and $4.99 as well. And I think this is a decent game to pick up.
Definitely.
And there are boss fights in this game. I've not actually played this one, but Sophie has beaten this one. So I'm the one playing. So this should be interesting to see me try and work this out. Yes. So I'm not going to shelve the solution, I'm guessing. But so anything you want to add about these, Sophie?
I thought this was a really creative boss. It was easy though.
Looks like a blooper.
It's the first one, so it's going to be easy.
Yeah. But the one I played, the later on one, as I mentioned already, I feel like co-op is essential for it. Yeah. Because there was it became a bit bullet hellish at some points, and when you've got one of your characters just standing there or automatic walking, you can't really control to keep them safe. Mm-hmm. But so there's boss fights in this, something to look forward to as you progress. Yeah. So that was our little showcase of Loopindex. I hope you enjoyed this video. We currently got up to the second boss from level 72, that is. And it's a very hard one. What do you reckon?
It's super difficult. I don't know how people do it with one player.
Yeah, we're playing it with 2 of us, and you have to be constantly moving to avoid the bullets and stuff. And how you manage to manage that with just one person on both one at a time, it's just, I don't know.
It must be genius.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get there. So let us know in the comments down below what you think of this game and whether it's something you're interested in. And also make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And we'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye.